With the Q&A as well. And welcome to WWE. Oh, well, excuse me. Welcome to another edition of our WWE Raw review, June 30th, 2014. Another fantastic night of wrestling. But I begin with our friendly friend of all, Dave, the Bizarre One. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. We are doing the Raw review for the night after WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which we saw a pretty damn good pay-per-view. So let's just jump right into it. We started off with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They both came down to the ring. She puts over Seth Rollins' win at Money in the Bank. Triple H says he is the future of the WWE. What do you think about him saying all that? It make you smile when he says that?
Who? Triple H?
Saying Seth Rollins is the future of the WWE.
Oh, it don't matter. I mean, they did bring out Cena too. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes,
but
I was going to get into that, but I was just curious if you think if they're really being legit about it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm a fan of Ambrose. I'm a really big fan of Seth Rollins because when he was in Ring of Honor as Tyler Black, I was a huge fan of him. So I'm really loving that Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, whatever you want to call him, is getting this huge push right now. I love it.
Yeah, so yes, he is getting quite the push right now. Triple H then puts over John Cena's win at Money in Bank and then introduces John Cena. Yeah, John Cena makes his way down to the ring. First says that when Daniel Bryan is healthy, that he will give him his rematch that he rightfully deserves. Then it was announced that John Cena will be the cover athlete for WWE 2K15. I mean, I understand why they're going that route. They want to get buys, so it makes sense to have John Cena, the guy on the cover. Triple H mocked Cena, acting like he was a gangster and everything. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all on the authority side because I don't like John Cena, so I'll be rooting for Triple H's side to. Well, we did get some interesting news tonight, but I mean, I enjoyed Triple H can be comical. He can be entertaining too.
Yeah, there's moments, yeah. Triple H says he has no problem. With Cena being champion as long as he does it with respect. Cena then says he will do it. I'm sorry. I forget something. Cena says that he will do it the hard way. Triple H says fine. Triple H then announces that Cena, this is the main event at Battleground, Cena will face in a fatal four-way match Randy Orton, Kane, and Roman Reigns. I'm not really a fan of Kane being involved, but I get why he is.
I mean, who else would you put in though?
I mean, before tonight all happened, I would say Bray Wyatt, but
yeah, but I mean, who else would you? I mean, Kane, Orton. I mean, who else? And they had to do this because they could not do Cena versus Orton. They just could not do that.
No, definitely not.
Get booed out of the building.
Triple H says that John Cena will be wrestling tonight in the main event, and he will be facing his opponents in the two of his opponents in the fatal four-way match, Randy Orton and Kane, and that he would be teaming up with Roman Reigns. Triple H reminds him that if he does survive the match at Battleground, that there is always a plan B, which then brought out Seth Rollins, the Money in the Bank briefcase winner. That was a nice little segment there. We find out the main event at Battleground, which was the Fatal 4-Way. But like I said, I don't really care for Kane being involved, but it does make sense why he is involved because Randy Orton, they want him to win the belt. But should be a little interesting. I'm wondering where Roman Reigns gets involved in all this. Should be an interesting match. But we get to the first match of the night, which is Rob Van Dam against Seth Rollins in a rematch from last week. Also, these two guys were also in the Money in the Bank match from last night, which everybody's giving high praise of RVD because they thought he did pretty good in the match. I agree, he did pretty well. But I digress. What did you think of this match, Dave?
I thought it was a good match. I mean, who would have known, but it set the tone for tonight. I mean, it was another good match for tonight.
Yeah, and actually we got a clean winner. It was Seth Rollins actually going over RVD clean, did the curb stop cleanly. After that, Renee gets in to interview Rollins. Rollins says that he may sound arrogant, but it's not arrogance if he can back it up. He also said everyone is just bitter, and he was right. Ambrose then goes on the big screen, shows Ambrose on the big screen. Ambrose says at the end of the day, Rollins didn't win. He says that this is actually better for him because now he will be there every time Rollins even thinks of cashing it in, which I think is very cool. Ambrose said that the briefcase is full of TNT because every time he tries to cash it in, it's going to blow up right in his face. Rollins yells that it's his time as we go to a commercial. What did you think about all that?
I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said a few minutes ago, I mean, I really enjoy both these guys. So it's really hard for me to really pick a guy who I like over the other.
Yes.
I'm loving this rivalry. I mean, I honestly don't care who wins the matches at all because I know they're going to be great matches.
Yes.
But this segment was great.
After that, we had Rusev and Lana come down to the ring. Lana says that there's only one superpower in the world, and that is no one can stop the onslaught of Russia or Rusev. She then asked who is America's next failure to compete against Rusev, and that brought out Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter to a pretty good pop. Coulter says that the only reason she can say whatever she wants is because of something called the freedom of speech. Coulter then says he knows someone who can stop Rusev, and it's Jack Swagger. The crowd went pretty nuts over that. Lana begins to laugh as Rusev and Swagger have a stare down, which was pretty intense. And then Rusev actually tries to attack Swagger, and Swagger, does a couple of arm drags, and Rusev ends up retreating. So maybe we see these two guys going at it at Battleground.
Maybe. I cannot wait to see the build-up, though. I can't. I mean, hopefully Zeb's on main event, and they're doing these little pieces back and forth throughout the next couple weeks. That'd be awesome. We've been talking about this for the last few weeks. I've been calling for it. We wanted to see Zeb and Lana just have... And Zeb and... This has been a night of heels turning faces, actually. It's kind of odd. But, I mean... This is perfect, I think, for Zeb, especially Jack Swagger. He never looked more strong. I can't remember the last time he looked this strong.
Yeah, and speaking of main event, they announced that it will be Cesaro versus Ziggler on tomorrow night's main event. But back to Raw, we got our next match of the night, which they announced at the beginning of the show, I forgot to mention, which is the Usos and Sheamus versus the Wyatt family. Your thoughts on this match, Dave?
They tore down the house. I mean, the WWE surprises you sometimes. They go out and put on a great Raw. Tonight was an awesome Raw. And, I mean, this match right here was probably the match of the night. Went on for 30 minutes, I think. A great six-man tag match. I wasn't sure about it at first either, but I was like, wow, this is a really good match.
Yeah, and Bray ends up, I think it was Bray, right? Who picked up the win? No, I'm sorry. It was actually Harper who picked up the win. He did his clothesline finisher on one of the Usos, and they get the win.
What did you think about the match?
I enjoyed it. I really do see these Usos and the Wyatt family definitely squaring off a lot. Probably going to have a rematch, probably at Battleground. Not really sure what they're going to do with Sheamus and Bray after what happened tonight, which we will get into later. But I really do like the Usos, man. I really do like the Usos a lot. There's something about them. They always have entertaining matches, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
but wouldn't they be better as chasers than as the champions? You know, like chasing the title than so much defending it. You know.
I don't know, but they already went through that route. They already went through that chasing.
Yeah, I know, but
route.
it seems like they're so much better. You know, like the heel chasing the face or the good guy chasing the bad guy to get the titles. You know, and the Wyatt are right now like a dominant heel team.
I don't know. We'll probably see a title change next month. Next month. I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't think it. I think if it changes hands, honestly, I think it'd be at SummerSlam. I don't think it'd be at Battleground.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it all depends on what route they want to go between the two tag teams. If they want to have Stardust and Goldust take on the Usos, or if they want to have them take on the Wyatt family. I mean, it makes more sense to them going on against the Wyatt family, but it's WWE. You never know where they can go. But this was definitely a really good match. Crushed the hell out of me. But I guess the Usos are really entertaining. They always put on really good tag matches, in my opinion. But that's here nor there. We go backstage, and it's Nikki Bella talking about how Brie got thrown out last night, and it ends up seeing Stephanie McMahon announcing that we will see a handicap match between her and the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi. Who cares? Yeah, that's what I said too. And then out came Bo Dallas. Lord Almighty. Talking about his segment last night with Daniel Bryan. It looks like I really do think it's going to lead up to a feud between these two guys.
I hope not for Bo Dallas' sake.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know, because I just don't think that'd be depending on when Bryan comes back, just because I just don't know if it would be a good, it's kind of like saying they're going to put Daniel Bryan on the very bottom again, then it just kind of suck.
I don't know. I'm not going to say very bottom, but it could be like a stepping stone for for Bo Dallas to see if he really has
Yeah,
it
no,
in
that's
him.
what I hate to see Bo Dallas used like that. I would like to see him go, but I guess what else are they going to do with him really right now?
Yeah, I mean, but it also could make Bo Dallas stronger. Put him in a feud like that. And have him step up his game. It could happen, but who knows? Bo Dallas right now is just on fire. I think he's really over with everybody. I mean, I can't say everybody. It's like 50-50. But he's a solid character right
That
now.
little thing is too much. Went a little too long, I think.
Yeah, but that's just him being a dick. That's just the way his persona is. I liked it. But let's get by that, and this is Nikki Bella versus Cameron Naomi. Cameron Naomi win. They tease the breakup at the end, so you can see that happening in the near future. They also gave us an update on Wade Barrett, who had a separated shoulder, and they announced that he will be out a couple of months, and that they will have a battle royal for the Intercontinental title at Battleground.
Which I don't like that idea.
Why is that?
I just hate the idea of a battle royal again. That's how they did the U.S. title. Yes, it's going to get a lot of other wrestlers on the pay-per-view that normally wouldn't get on there, but they weren't going to be in the match that long anyway. I don't know, I just wish they could take like 3 top guys or 4 top guys and put them in a match for it, not just have a battle royal.
Yeah, but I guess it just brings suspense. You don't know who's going to win it. And you really don't.
Yeah, we do.
Who?
Cesaro's winning. That's so obvious.
How does that make it obvious? Because he was out there tonight? That makes no sense.
It's obvious they're going to give the belt to Cesaro now.
I don't understand your knowledge of that.
Cesaro didn't win last night, so they have to do something with him. They're not gonna just say, "Okay, you're gonna just be a Paul Heyman. We're just gonna have you wrestle." I don't know. That's why they're gonna make him the champion, just to have him face everybody.
I still don't think it's an obvious choice because Rusev is in
Who else
the
would
Battle Royal.
be the choice? What, Dolph Ziggler? That ain't gonna happen.
I'm not saying Dolph Ziggler, but I don't think. I mean, Cesaro's probably the favorite, but I wouldn't say he's like the obvious choice. It could be anybody.
They even basically purposely really only. I don't know if they announced everyone who's in it, but they basically just showed him and basically, oh, everyone won Battle Royal, might as well win the next one. I just can't see anyone else.
About Kofi.
Yeah, but
I mean, I know he won't win it, but they mentioned him being it.
He's only gonna be in it to do some stupid spot in it.
If so, maybe, but he was still announced that he was going to be in it. So, regardless, we're going to have a battle royal at Battleground for the IC title. Then we got Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston ended up picking up the win on a commercial break, so you could only have saw this during they showed the ending of it on the replay, but you could have only saw it on the WWE app, which was kind of smart because
I think it was stupid.
Why?
I mean, you're gonna give. I mean, people who are watching who might not have the app, or who are just.
That's why you get the app. That's why you do that.
I don't sit there and get out the app 24/7. The WWE when the show's on.
You get the app for that specific reason because you don't know what could happen during a commercial break. That's the first time they've ever done it. It's an easier way for people to get the app.
I'd much rather be on.
Why would you get the app if nothing ever happens? If you never, there's no finishers or anything that happens. This actually makes you, maybe.
Do it on a commercial break.
Well, yeah, because that's when they only air the matches on the app during commercial breaks.
I just think it was stupid to do it like that.
Why though?
Because you've probably had a lot of. I know there's a lot of people who probably don't have the app or don't even use the internet like that.
But
like a lot of people do.
Same thing with the network, though. A lot of people don't have the internet and stuff to get the network, but they still have it, and they still do pay-per-views on it. It's the same way with the app. What's your main purpose of having the app, the WWE app?
The WWE Network.
Okay. All right. If you don't have the WWE Network, why would you have the WWE app?
I do have the WWE Network.
No. I'm asking for someone who doesn't.
Just to watch wrestling on it. No, not a people are going to sit there and get on the app just to watch during commercial break when sometimes it doesn't even work out.
But you don't know that, though. You do not know that, though. Having someone win a match on during a commercial break, which someone who only had the app was watching, makes you maybe they'll do this in a title match, or maybe they'll something like that. I don't think they would, but it makes you at least have to download the app. Let me just download it just in case something happens.
I don't even watch the app, honestly.
Well, that's you. Some people watch it. Some people are that big enough WWE fans that watched it during the commercial.
I'm not saying I'm not a big WWE fan because I don't watch the app.
I'm just saying some people go that beyond to watch a match. Just to watch it. I'm not saying that you're not a WWE fan if you don't have the app. I'm saying that some people. Oh, why do you keep saying about you? I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying people are not fans of the WWE if they don't have the app. I'm just saying that's another reason for you to get the app because you don't know what could happen on Raw. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, we're just going too far off this. Cesaro ends up attacking Kofi at the end. Any reason why you think he did that? While I go grab a drink real quick.
Because he's probably gonna do the same thing tomorrow night on Main Event to Ziggler. He's trying to show dominance, where he's basically just to take people out, become a dominant. He already is a dominant superstar, and just to lead where he's gonna look unstoppable going in, where he could lose. He might not win it, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be your next Intercontinental Champion. I mean, what better way to have him go from last night to losing, not winning the title at Money in the Bank, didn't really lose, but he didn't win, to have him become the Intercontinental Champion, which you're trying to make be a prestigious title once again. So to me, Cesaro is a perfect fit to be the Intercontinental Champion, because right now they don't want to take it off Sheamus, the U.S. title, so I guess that's where we'll go see from there if Paul Heyman is going to be managing the Intercontinental Champion, which I personally think he's just the favorite and the most obvious choice, because I don't see anyone else at that level they've been pushing.
Okay, I agree. But let's get on so we don't make this an hour-and-a-half video. Shit. I don't know what's next after that. Hold on.
I think it was the return.
No, don't think it was quite the return yet.
What happened to Michael Cole?
No, I know that Kofi Kingston flew over the table. Maybe he hit him when he flew over. Hit him in the stomach or in the groin or something.
Okay.
Because it looked like he kind of got the wind knocked out of him. I don't know. But JBL saying he wished he was hurt was kind of funny. Let's see here. Sorry, I wrote everything down. I can't seem to find it. Okay, here we go. After that, we got Damien Sandow dressed up as Vince McMahon. Pointless segment. Also announced that he was going to be in the Battle Royal. Also announced that the return of the Great Khali. Yay! He was also there, and he also will be in the Battle Royal for the Intercontinental title. And he picks up the win over Damien Sandow. Man. Save Sandow, please. My goodness gracious. They're just putting him in stupid segments, stupid gimmicks. He keeps losing.
He's still on TV.
My gosh, I just feel bad for the man. Yes, that is true. At least he's still on TV. Then we get to the big, huge return of the night. The Miz first comes out. Who gives a shit about him? Talks about how he's the multi-platinum media artist, whatever. And we get Chris Jericho, the return of Chris Jericho, everybody. He's back. Not sure for how long, but he is back. Takes out the Miz. And then we get the Wyatt family attacking. And it looks like we might see a Chris Jericho-Bray Wyatt feud. That's going to be pretty damn good, and I cannot wait for that. That should be pretty damn good. Your thoughts on that, Dave?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I would love to see these two have another match. I mean, it's because their first match they had was really good, and I just can't wait to see it now with Jericho coming back. I was wondering, why are they bringing Jericho back? CM Punk's not here. He's not in the title match, so who's he going to feud with? And now we got our answer. I was thinking about that. But, yeah, because if the rumors were true that Jericho was supposed to come back at Money in the Bank, but I guess it got spoiled, so they waited till the next night.
Yep, and he's back and ready to go, and it looks like he may feud with Bray Wyatt, maybe get a match at SummerSlam, because that's a SummerSlam match, Jericho versus Wyatt. Not no Battleground match, but you never know. They may do a match at Battleground and have a rematch. I'm sorry?
Why bring him back so early if he was going to have a match at Battleground?
You can have him face the Miz at Battleground.
What would be the point of that?
Because he attacked the Miz, ruined his moment.
I don't think the Miz had a moment. I think that was just some stupid gag at the internet fans. They fooled them. It's the Miz returning, not Jericho.
When the Jericho came out, he said, "Why are you here ruining my moment?" and then he did his finisher on him.
I don't know. I just don't want to see a Jericho and Miz match.
I know that nobody probably does, but they don't want. They could have Wyatt Jericho at Battleground and then have a rematch at SummerSlam.
Do it on main.
Anyways, yeah, it looks like we're gonna probably see a Wyatt Jericho feud. Can't wait for the promos between those two guys. We get Ziggler versus Fandango. Who cares about that match? Ziggler gets over. Summer Rae ends up coming down the ring, kisses Ziggler. Nobody cares. But Dolph Ziggler gets the win. I'm not sure if he's in the IC title battle royal,
sure.
but I'm assuming that he is. Next, we got another goddamn rematch between Rybax and Stardust and Goldust. It's getting kind of old now. Stardust, Goldust is going to pick up the win.
Who else are going to pick it, though?
I don't know. Have them in a singles match with someone, damn it. I don't want to see them facing the same damn team every week. We'll probably see this match again on SmackDown. I hope not, though. At least let them face someone else.
Or it'll be one-on-one this week, and then next week on Raw we'll see it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way they probably may go. Good point. After that, we had another return, and that was AJ Lee. Paige came down, pretty much went with like the disrespect card, looked like. Saying no one really believes in her, no one really thinks that she deserves to be champion. AJ Lee comes down, ends up challenging her. Paige says, nobody wants to see me face you. Kind of doing like a double turn, kind of.
Yep.
AJ Lee plays the crowd. They get the rematch, and AJ Lee picks up the win. Oh, man. So AJ Lee is now your new.
I guess.
I'm sorry?
I guess they really don't believe in Paige.
Well, yeah, I guess they really haven't they haven't really given us a story on Paige.
They haven't really given her a shot, I don't think, but...
Yeah, now that she's going to be, it looks like a heel, chasing AJ Lee, maybe they can give her like a backstory.
Well, now people are saying she probably goes back to NXT or something like that.
I hope not, but I wouldn't doubt it. That's a great point.
I don't have a problem with AJ, like, because I was saying AJ Lee needs, or Paige needed to beat every diva, because she beat AJ, and I don't like how they ended her reign, but whatever. But AJ Lee made perfect sense to want to beat Paige. But it was just odd, I think, to have Paige lose like that on Raw.
Well, I guess they're just not very high on her. She didn't really go over with the fans.
Yeah, I mean, there was... Yeah, I guess you could... Yeah, that's probably why. And I have heard rumors that Vince McMahon and people backstage aren't really too impressed with Paige. They're not sold on her.
And here's the perfect time for her to prove herself. Because I honestly think she's going to be in a feud with AJ Lee.
I hope she at least gets a rematch.
Yeah, definitely gets a rematch. But, yeah, AJ Lee's your new champion, and she's back. CM Punk chants all through the match. We're going to probably hear that a lot now, CM Punk chant. So definitely now that AJ Lee is back. Chris Jericho came back. And now we get to our main event, which was John Cena, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton and Kane. What were your thoughts on this match, Dave?
It's a pretty good match. It wasn't bad. I mean, like I said, this was a really good Raw tonight. I mean, this is like a post-WrestleMania Raw.
It was a good Raw with the suspense and the returns. I just don't like Kane being involved in this storyline as much. Just don't really care. I think he's just boring to watch now, but it was a solid...
Boring, but...
Well, I mean, it's just... What makes you like him so much?
Because I know that he's probably not going to be a wrong... It's like watching him, like... I don't know, he's like... Kind of like a different... like a watered-down version of The Undertaker. A really watered-down version of The Undertaker. And you know he's like one of those guys... Like, what people still like RVD, you know? Like I enjoyed Kane during the Attitude Era, and stuff like that. I do enjoy watching. Guess people just hate watching Kane, I guess, because he always loses. Oh, it's like Kali too. He always loses.
Everybody always loses, but ends up being a no DQ. Because Kane grabs the stairs and suddenly has to throw him at John Cena. Then tombstones him, and then they play up a cash-in, which I'm glad they're bringing back now, these cash-in teases. Rollins goes in the cash-in. The referee kind of hesitant because John Cena is hurt, or
Did you catch
playing
what
the hurt card. Yeah, I called him an idiot. Called the referee an idiot. I like that. That was funny.
As he's looking on Cena, he's waving his hand like, "Come on, Seth." He's waving his hand like to bring out Seth.
Yeah, it was great little tease. Ambrose ends up coming down to the ring and ending Seth Rollins' little cash-in. Their wrestling fight goes into the crowd. King goes back to put some more damage onto John Cena, and Roman Reigns comes down, spears Kane, and we get a little showdown between Triple H and Roman Reigns.
I think they teased that too early.
Well, this is awesome. Well, not really.
It's only
SummerSlam.
June 29th. That's not going to happen until SummerSlam.
Yeah, but SummerSlam is 2 months away, and Roman Reigns is already booked in the match already. So it's like kind of like a little tease. They've been teasing this match for a while now with the spear in him and all that.
Yeah, but now it's just Roman Reigns by himself and all of them are alone, so now it's like, okay. I don't think they've ever really teased it like this, though, with Triple H and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, well, it was a nice moment. But this is awesome chants in the background. Really good stuff.
I want to see that match.
Yeah, that match is going to be really highly anticipated. Like, right now, it looks like SummerSlam is going to be a pretty huge card with Roman Reigns, Triple H, Cena, Lesnar, and possibly a Bray Wyatt Jericho. And it's going to be pretty huge SummerSlam. Really, WWE is really bringing it now these next couple of months since all the WWE Network subs are about to be expired, and they're really hoping people renew them. So they're really going to bring their A game these next couple of months. So expect a highly huge SummerSlam and expect a pretty good pay-per-view afterwards, which I don't know which one is that. Night of Champions, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
So expect that one to be pretty intense, too. But all in all, Raw was pretty good. What would you give it tonight, Dave, between a 1 and a 5?
I mean, I don't really have no complaints about it, and I don't know think of anything. I enjoyed it. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, so I'll say about an 8.
1 through 5, you give it an 8? Man, that was a huge Raw tonight.
Hey, when they give you wrestling like you want, that's all we say. We want some good wrestling. We got some returns. Jericho, AJ Lee returned.
It was definitely a pass tonight. Raw was definitely a pass. Entertaining to the fullest. Got lots of returns. Storyline build up. You got a main event for Battleground. You got a
storyline. Rusev Swagger, which I can't wait to see that match.
Yes, Rusev Swagger. That's a lot of up and coming feuds and matches that are coming up that are going to be very, very, very interesting. But
Members of the Ascension. Yeah.
All in all, it was a pretty good Raw. But yeah, that'll probably end our WWE Raw review cast tonight. We will be back definitely next week for another Monday Night Raw review. Josh could not join us tonight, obviously. So hopefully maybe next week he will be able to join us Monday night. If anybody has any comments or questions, just leave them down below. Please subscribe to our channel. I think we got like 2 or 3 subscribers about a couple of days ago, so we appreciate those that do subscribe. And comment and like our channel. We're just 3 guys talking wrestling. So any last thoughts before we end this broadcast, Dave?
No.
All right. Well, that'll be it. We will be back next week for our Monday Night Raw review. And we appreciate everybody for watching. You guys have a great one.